Hello YouTube, this is John again. I'm doing this video because recently I purchased a Modern Warfare 2 Xbox and it's black and it comes with all the black accessories. Well, I replaced my 20 gigabyte system with a 250 gigabyte hard drive because I am a Rock Band gamer and stuff. But I had some accessories for my system that I wanted to keep because I paid $20 for this Chatpad used at GameStop, and I kind of wanted to keep it. The only problem with it was white. I didn't want a white controller anymore because I got two brand new nice black finished controllers. So Microsoft currently doesn't offer any black chat pads, so I customized mine to black specs the way I wanted it. This process is actually fairly easy, but for me it was complicated because I had a lot of learning experiences with it. I did see people online that painted this thing, but they ran into the similar issues that I did, so I decided to post this video on how to correctly paint it according to how I learned from it. First part starts out if you already own one, I recommend you clean it with isopropyl alcohol or some kind of clean, or even Windex. I recommend alcohol because it evaporates quickly and you can get the paint job done. But wipe the whole thing off after you get it apart with alcohol, at least the exterior part. Okay, the paints I bought were just red, black, and clear coat. That is flat clear coat, not acrylic. You don't want any kind of shiny acrylic clear coat because you'll just run into problems that I did. I'll explain that later. But I bought at Walmart just fast dry. The red paint. It's just red for the keyboard. That's if you want. You can do whatever color you want. I'll show you how to do that. It's real easy. That was probably the easiest part of this whole step. But I bought that. And then for the black, I bought Krylon Fusion. The Krylon Fusion, it's specifically for plastics. It says bonds to plastic. That basically helps because it's about $4 a can, but you won't even use probably half a can. I mean, I did 2 coats of paint and about 6 coats of clear coat for I got a nice finish on it and it won't come off. Next step, after you purchase the paint, you will need to take this sucker apart. Now, to take it apart, you'll have 4 screws. You'll have one here, you'll have one here, here, and right where my right thumb is here. In order to get those out, you will need one of these special screwdrivers. It's a 6-pointed screwdriver tip. They're the smaller size. It's basically the ones that look like an asterisk, kind of. It's got 6. They got 6 points to them. Not the like hexagon or whatever tip, but the or the Allen wrench tip ones. That's what I meant. But the ones that are stars. You need the really tiny ones because the screws in this thing the tips are really small. If you don't have that, use a number 4 flathead tip. If you gently stick it into the tip of the screw, you can get it out. That's how I did it the first time, and I kind of messed up the screw, so I bought up the other screwdriver, the correct tool in order to do it. I got it for $5 at Lowe's. These were like $3 at Walmart. They're just Stanley. They're cheap. Probably won't ever use them unless I take apart another Xbox product. But after that, you'll need to pry this thing open. Your best bet is to start on the corners here. Right here, there's a tab here, and right here there's a tab here, and you want to just hook your nail under here and pull outwards. Once you get that part open, this is basically a notched in thing here. There's 2 notches here that kind of clip down inside. So you're going to pull it open, and you're going to have a connection inside. Just be careful with ripping it open because you can pull the wires out. But inside, you'll have these 2 pieces. It's not black like this. I painted it so it's all apart. But right here, you have the hole where the headphone jack comes out for the hookup to the controller. It comes in here, and all there is just 2 little metal clips holding it down. And all you do, I just took the screwdriver and pried these up. It comes right out. Just don't bend these because you'll need those later to put it back in place. Once you do that, you have this piece. This piece is free to go. There's no importance to this. This is the tricky part that a lot of people don't realize on this thing. When you take this apart, these wires will all be neatly tucked in these little clips. So you'll see when you open it. And what you need to do is you can either pull this little 6-wire connector out, or you can just leave it there. I just left it there. I just carefully did it. But just 4 screws on this back plastic piece that hold in the keyboard. There's one here, right where my left finger is, here, here, and over here where my thumb is, right there. They're pretty easy. They're just a Phillips head. And once you get that out, you're going to want to very carefully push the top part out first because you have the fragile headset jack down here. So you want to push it out with your two thumbs, just very gently. It doesn't come out real easily. Just give it a little bit of force, and it'll just pop out. You'll hear it. If you hear a little cracking sound, it's just a clip coming loose. Once you pull that out, you'll see it just comes right off. Once you get that off, you're going to see that this is pretty flimsy keyboard, but it's built very well. It's very nice. The buttons definitely seat well. You'll see the LED light up all around it. So just be careful with the back circuitry board because you can damage. I saw someone damage theirs online also trying to do this. But a lot of people don't know about this is you're going to start trying to pry this plate off, this grill for the red. But you actually need to pull one more screw out. It's right in the center here, right next to the connector. You can see a little black dot right there. Sorry it's so blurry. But you need to unscrew that, and then this will just come right off. At that point, I'll actually do it for you so you can see. I wasn't going to take it apart, but I'm going to take it apart for you guys so you can see. I'm taking a number 0 head Phillips screwdriver on the small scale, and I'm just going to unscrew it, as you can see here. You take the screw out, and as you can see, there it is right there on the tip of the screwdriver. And then the plate just comes right off. Just be careful you don't pull the keyboard off. And there you go, there's the grill. That's that part. Now beware when you paint this, make sure you just paint the top. I did 1.5 coats. So basically I did a nice spread coat, and then whatever spots didn't get covered, I just very carefully sprayed it off. I started from the edge and I covered over it just so, because you don't want too much paint. Because my first one I wrecked, I put too much paint. It was just stickiness all over the place. Now I did not put clear coat on this grill because I didn't think I needed it. If I need it, I'll put it on later down the road or repaint this a different color if I want to, because the paint easily comes off. But I did red because I thought it looked good. But if you do red, just spray it and then hold this aside away from everything. Next is the actual keyboard insert where the keys go in. This is the part where the grill sits. There you go. What I did was I just took tape and I put the sticky side out and went all the way around and folded it down and taped it off because I didn't want to get all the paint in here by the electronics, just to keep it safe. And the back I didn't worry about because I didn't really go down. I didn't really paint down there, and just basically set it down, piece of cardboard, and just paint it. Give it a thinnest coat. You want to give it the thinnest coat, but the most covered coat as possible. Thus saying you don't want too much paint, but you don't want too little. Once you get enough paint, you can go ahead and just set this part aside. The tricky part is the actual main structural part of the keyboard. This part, this is the hardest part to paint. As you can see, it's not a perfect paint job. There's a little bit of flaws in it, but it's good enough for me. It's just going to wear off. The bottom is probably where you want to hit the paint the most. This is the hardest part I had. I taped this off just with tape just because I wanted to. You know about that. Sorry, YouTube. Video cut out. But basically, I was saying is you want to put about 6 to 7 layers of clear coat on here, because what happened to me was the paint actually was wearing off as I was playing, because I leave the keyboard on at all times just because I use it. I'm messaging continuously through MSN and stuff like that. My family keeps in contact. But the paint actually wore off. And now that the clear, and it was always sticky. My hand, your hands just sweat from playing, and it was always sticky. Now there's no stickiness. There's a little teeny bit, but it's just because I painted it yesterday. So you want to put about 7 coats of clear coat after you about to let it dry for about 3 or 4 hours to let that paint really cure to the plastic. And then you put the clear coat on, and then I let it sit for about 24 hours before I actually, messed with it. I mean, you can pick it up and set it somewhere, but I let it cure for about 7 hours. And once you do that, it's just reassembling it. Just make sure you put the grill back on first, and I'll put the little screw back in that goes in the center. You're gonna snap it back in and then put it together, and that'll be it. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer for you guys about paint or anything. I had a big war with this thing, and I think this is the finished product though. So hopefully I won't have to take it. I'll be posting a video too. I recently opened up a rechargeable battery. I'm trying to hack it to replace it. I went off for a cheaper price rather than buy one of those stupid playing charge kits for $20. I don't feel like paying for that. Take it easy. Have a Merry Christmas.